It is April 29th. I can't believe it's almost May. Stitch Mania is happening in like 2 days, and I am here for it. I think we're all ready. I think we are ready for Mania. But we hope you guys are doing well. Everyone's still staying safe, and you're getting a lot of stitching in, because I know that we are. So before we get started tonight, thank you so much for all the comments on last week's video. We had a lot of people comment for the giveaway, but also just great comments in general. So we appreciate the interaction that you guys have with us. And we had a lot of questions about whipped coffee. So I made a tutorial video because I thought it would be easier than me trying to explain it in the roundabout way that I explain things. So if you don't care about coffee or you don't want to know whipped coffee, fast forward to this video about 5 minutes. And I'm going to insert that now.
Hi guys. All right, so I'm going to give you a quick tutorial video. This is Kristen, by the way. Excuse me, I have some hiccups. But I'm going to show you a tutorial video about how to make whipped coffee. So first of all, you need to assemble your ingredients. And this is very, very simple. First of all, you're going to have a glass with ice and then your choice of milk. I'm using unsweetened almond milk. That's just the milk that we drink here in our house. So, but you can use regular cow's milk. You can use soy milk, whatever milk you would like. You can even use half and half if you prefer. But go ahead and fill up a normal size glass with ice and then top it with some milk. And then you're gonna make your whipped coffee that goes on top. So first off, you do need to have instant coffee. You can't do this with regular brewed coffee. So this is like Maxwell House, just regular instant coffee. They also make a decaf instant coffee. This is just a Kroger brand. So if you're late at night and you want your decaf, you have that choice as well. But today I'm going to show you how to make it with just the regular. But instant coffee is key. You also need to have some type of sugar. I use regular, just pure cane sugar, only because you don't use that much. You only use a tablespoon. Also, it's going to make for the creamiest whip. I have made it with coconut sugar before because it's just another type of sugar that I have here, and it doesn't get as thick of a foam. You can also use sugar alternatives as well. It's gonna make a difference in how your foam turns out. The best foam is gonna come from just like your plain white sugar. So you want to assemble some type of a tall glass that you can fit either an immersion blender or a hand mixer into. So the key is to infuse the whip with air and then obviously use some type of tool to really whip the coffee once you get all of your ingredients in. So the ratio is really simple. For 2 glasses, you're just gonna double it. But for 1, if you're just making this for yourself, it's 1 tablespoon instant coffee, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of hot water. That's it. So go ahead and get your ingredients in there. And I'm making this for 2 people. I'm making one for Jason as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put everything in there. And then you're gonna go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of hot water. Now you don't need to use boiling hot water. You can use just standard tap water. Just make sure that it's hot. Okay, so I have my water in there, and then I'm just kind of like swishing it around to try to melt the sugar in the coffee. And then what you're gonna wanna do is grab your immersion blender or your hand mixer, and you're gonna wanna froth this for about 2 minutes. And as you're frothing it, kind of move it around a little bit. And you're gonna hear the granules in there breaking up, which is fine. But you're gonna wanna do this, set your timer for about 2 minutes. The longer you do this, of course, the frothier it's gonna get. But you can see how it's starting to turn into like whipped cream. Kind of like how when you make homemade mayonnaise. This is how it works as well. All right, so I actually did about 2.5 minutes. But as you can see, it's turned this into this like beautiful, rich coffee foam. So I'm just gonna scrape this off here. You don't want to taste it. Now, I don't ever recommend just licking the straight coffee and tasting the straight foam. It is really, really strong. The whole point of the coffee comes whenever you mix it with the milk. But then, look how pretty that is. And then you're just gonna kind of like flop it on top of your ice. Well, I didn't make that look very nice, did I? That's okay. You're gonna mix it all together anyway. But for presentation purposes, the reason I have my blender out too is because I tried to make this in my Ninja blender using the smoothie cup that it comes with, and it didn't work because it wasn't able to infuse the foam with any oxygen because it was, you know, closed off obviously. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. Definitely use an immersion blender. And then you can top it with some cinnamon. Put a straw in it, mix it up, and that is your whipped coffee. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll send you back to regularly scheduled programming. Bye.
Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that video, and whipped coffee is delicious, but you have to add sugar. Don't forget that. And don't lick your finger.
Don't lick the beater. No matter how good it looks, it's not.
It's a little strong. So best new thing this week. So I wanted to talk about a book that I just started reading. I know it's not cross-stitch related, but it kind of goes along with the theme of what we're going through right now. And many of you have probably already read it or heard about it, but it is called The Little Book of Hygge, and it is Danish Secrets to Happy Living. And I've really been enjoying this book because I think the relationship that the four of us have and how we interact with each other, and the way that I'm trying to live my life now is very Hygge-esque. So if you're looking for just a quick little read, and it's all about finding happiness in your life and the way that you set up your house and your relationships. And it's a great little quick read if you're looking for something good to read right now. It's uplifting, and we need that right now. So that's my best new thing this week. Jody, what's your best new thing this week?
So I'm looking at it right now, but this kind of goes in with Stitchy Kindness. So my Stitchy box, which you guys all know about our Stitchy boxes, got a facelift, and it is absolutely my favorite thing right now. First of all, my Stitchy box, like, I can't stitch without it. I have to have it at all times. I can't function without it because everything that I use is in there. And up until a couple weeks ago when Erin stickers for it, it was just gray. And then Kristen sent some fun, happy, stitchy mail, and now it is fully decorated, and I am in love with it. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yay.
And we'll show that.
It's good.
We'll show that in the haul section because my box is also covered in stickers, and it makes me so happy. Erin, what's your best new thing this week?
I have two. I'm sorry. I'm that person.
Oh,
But the first one is, wait, have you guys heard that Parks and Rec has a new episode coming out tomorrow? Because that is the best new thing for me.
one of my favorites of all time.
Yes.
I'm stoked. I've seen that show more than any other show.
Over
And
and over again.
I am pumped for this tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that is like the whole night. So that's one thing.
Writing that down.
So wait, I know it's a new episode and they're like doing it like this, you know, this. And but I don't watch TV on TV. Am I gonna be able to watch it?
Oh, yeah. Because, well, do you have Hulu?
Yeah.
You can watch it on Hulu on NBC the next day. You won't be able to watch it on Thursday. You'll be able to watch it on Friday.
That's fine. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
I'll accept that. That's fine. Okay, good. I feel much better.
I'm happy to help.
I was scared.
I am like a TV person, so I am always here to help for that. And then my other one is that I bought this, I bought a tripod, which you ladies know. But
that was
the new thing has been me putting my phone in it so that Aria can make videos. She did it again tonight. She's just constantly like, let's make a new video. I'm going to talk about, and she made a list. This is her list, by the way.
Oh
You
my
can
God.
see I wrote underneath what she actually was saying, but she made a list of, in case she sees a shooting star, this is what I'm going to wish for. My type
That's the
A
cutest
personality. She's like, Mom, if you see a shooting star, don't forget to grab the list. But you guys,
my
I gotta tell you, number one on the list, she wants a second baby. That's not it.
You're like, no.
We're like, well, that's not possible. And then she wants a third cat. We're like, can you wish for something a little more realistic?
Another baby and another cat. That'll be great.
And then a house for a horse to live in, and then a horse.
Wait, she wants
I
the
get you.
house and then the horse?
Because she's a thinker. She knows we can't get a horse unless we have a house.
Yes.
That's
A
amazing.
horse would be great in your neighborhood. It would be perfect.
Perfect. In our postage stamp backyard.
The horse will have to live in your house.
Yeah, we live in Pittsburgh, people. It's not happening.
There are no horses in Swickley, okay? Maybe Swickley Heights, but not in Swickley.
Yeah, we're not in the Heights, that's for sure. I thought that was really
That's
funny.
awesome. And I do have to say that we were privileged enough to be able to watch Aria's videos, and she does say, "Welcome to the Steel City Stitchers." So if you don't think that your kids are watching you when you do shit, they are, and they're absorbing it.
She has like a sign off and everything.
So I got to watch Stella, Jody's daughter, do it too, and she was so funny. It was like a small clip, and she's like, "This blue matches this pattern," and she's talking really loud into the computer. I was dying.
So good.
It was great.
Yes,
Erica,
nice.
what is your best new thing this week?
Okay, I decided while Erin was talking that I have two actually. And I know. One is
It's a Michigan girl thing.
it must be.
Extra.
Number one, we've had some nice weather lately, and I've really enjoyed spending time outside. Like I took a picnic blanket out so the baby could like lay out there, and my older son was like running around, and I just was like, yes, if we're gonna have to stay home even more through the summer, this is what we're doing. Like we're hanging out outside, we're just chilling.
Yeah.
And our backyard, like the people that had the house before us, like made the backyard super nice. So it is very like welcoming, and there's like space to be, and we don't have to like do anything. So it is good. So that is one thing. The other thing is I've been meaning to watch this for months. It's this show on Netflix, which I'm sure you've heard of. I'm checking the name. It's called The Movies That Made Us. Do you know it?
I started watching it and couldn't get into it. Was it good? You got further than me then.
I watched the first one, which is about Dirty Dancing, and Dirty Dancing is one of my all-time like top 3 favorite movies in the whole world. And so, like hearing the story about the movie and like all the stuff and the stuff they went through and the people and all the stuff was so great. I really loved it. So I'm excited to check out the other ones, even though they're about movies that I'm just like, okay about. But
what are the other movies? What are some of the other movies?
Let's see here.
See, I watched something about Star Wars. Was that in that series?
No.
That was a different one.
This one is Dirty Dancing, Home Alone, Ghostbusters, and Die Hard.
You're only about those movies? What?
I like them, but I don't love them in the way I love Dirty Dancing. You know what I mean? Like, I love those movies, but like
Die Hard, but
devoted to Dirty Dancing.
Die Hard I can take or leave, but the other ones are pretty great.
Yeah,
I think it would be very interesting to watch them. The only thing I was disappointed with the Dirty Dancing one was that Jennifer Grey was not in it at all. And I felt really sad about that.
Ooh, there had to be a reason. I bet there was some drama there.
Jennifer Grey got a lot of work done. and she doesn't look like the original Jennifer Grey. And I'm sorry, but like I like the way that she used to look. I thought that
Yeah.
she was beautiful in a very unique way. And I know that she
Mhm.
got like a major face redo. Same with
Yeah.
Renee Zellweger. That kills me. Like, I want to get
Oh, poor
Zellweger. When I
Renee.
watched Bridget Jones #3, I was like, who is this woman? This is not Bridget Jones. I'm sorry.
Right.
So don't say
I
What
that.
else did that?
also-
The way
Meg
that
Ryan.
you look is the way that you look.
Oh,
Don't-
Meg Ryan. Why, Meg Ryan? Why?
Meg Ryan looks terrible
She
now.
looks terrible. Terrible.
She
So
was like,
mm.
You've got Mail, like super cute, and you're like, oh, Meg Ryan, you're the greatest. And now you're like, Meg Ryan, why?
Age with grace. Why can't, I don't know.
I agree. I agree.
Helen Hunt did that too. She's in this new World War II show I've been watching on PBS, and like she's obviously getting older, but she's done some stuff that I'm like,
Mhm.
questionable. Don't know.
I mean,
Anyway, that was a lot.
Botox, a little eye lift here and there, but like these people are getting major facial reconstruction. I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't
it
even
looks great.
see you anymore. So yeah, well, those are great new things. I'm gonna have to put that on my watch list because
Yes.
Dirty Dancing, Patrick Swayze, love him. All right, well, let's start talking about whips, shall we? Let's start talking about.
Oh, we're going to talk about cross stitching?
I mean, I guess. Maybe we'll do a side video of just our favorite television shows. What else?
I could go on.
Oh yeah.
Let's
What
just
else we
have
need
a
to-
side video about Parks and Rec. Let's just only that.
I will live for that. Yes, absolutely. All right. So Erica, why don't you go ahead and start us off with your whips for this week?
Okay, I have 2 whips. The
Ooh.
first one is I've made a small bit of progress on the Zodiac thing. I'm planning to get like 2 more down to have it be like right in the middle and then finish the top and then
Okay.
come back to the bottom later.
And you're going
Wait, so is that's the whole center?
The whole center is like a big square.
Oh,
Like-
it's not as big as I thought it was. Okay, seeing it like that puts it in perspective.
Yeah. So there's only like 2 or 3 more rows that I need to do, and then I'll cross everything back up, and then I'll work on the stuff up here.
Crossing those
Is
off
my plan.
really quick. So yeah.
Yes, I'm hoping so.
Awesome.
And I made a little bit of progress on the National Parks Centennial piece.
Oh yeah, you got some
I
letters in.
stuff down here, la la
Ron
la.
Swanson there. Love that.
Yes, he doesn't have hair yet, unfortunately. I'm sorry, Ron. Which related, may I interrupt for a moment to make a note about my Mania plans having changed?
Oh yes. What are
Oh,
they?
yes. Well, I was planning to finish this, and I still want to work on this, but I have my top secret pattern that I've been working on for my husband, and he's made a comment recently about how, like, wouldn't it be nice if I had it finished by his birthday, which is next week, so that's not happening. But I was like, oh, I should work on that. So I'm going to try to make that my main Mania piece, and if not finish it, get really far. It's
Yeah.
kind of scary because it's not a real pattern, like I'm just guessing the colors based on a picture. So I'm afraid of doing it wrong, and I think that's why I've been like very hesitant about it. But it's gonna be fine.
It
It's
is.
gonna be fine.
It is. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great.
So
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna keep going. Be great.
And we've been privy to those pictures, and I can say it's amazing. I cannot
Coming
wait.
along. Yeah, great. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm excited to actually like get somewhere with it. So
And you will. That's what Mania is all about. All right, Erin, what's your whips this week?
I have no whips, but I do want to say, well, because I finished all my whips. I will
Crazy.
say I have a change for I don't know if anyone looked at my Mania calendar closely, but I realized today that I was way off on my dates and I had it starting on Sunday for some reason. So now I don't
Oh.
have anything to do for the weekend. So I'm going to make a video that we will be posting soon for us, and then like organize my floss maybe was my other thought.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Kristen made that baller spreadsheet, so I'm thinking I might have to do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is, it was very, that was a very relaxing, cathartic thing to do. And it took my anxiety level with organizing all of my floss from like 1 billion down to nothing, because now I know exactly where everything is and everything is cataloged, and it brings me immense joy. And I will actually post a link to that Google sheet if anybody is interested in seeing what I'm talking about. But it's just a Google sheet that you can download, and you can have your own stitchy tracker for inventory. And then if you have floss in your kits already, like if you're a kitter like I am, where your whips contain the floss for that project, you can actually go through all of your whips and actually say, okay, if it's 964, you may have 2 skeins, not in your inventory, but actually in your projects. So if you need to pull those flosses, you can. So, but I'll link that at the end. So that would be a good thing to do this weekend, Erin.
That's the plan. Organize.
Yeah, organization is good. All right, Jody, what do you got for whips?
All right, so I put a couple more stitches into this is my Monogamania pattern. I have to like get as much in as I can because it's enormous and I really want to try to finish it. So I put a couple more stitches up here.
Oh.
And I'm pumped about how it's coming out so far. I did have to stop because I was waiting for more of this color, which Kristen sent me. Thank you. So now I can continue because that's kind of like the next piece. It's so hard to like it's in a book, and so I can't, like, it's shiny, and so off is like, and so I've been struggling a little bit with like where to go and how to keep track of what I've done and where to kind of go next, because there's so many like little sections and pieces. So I'm trying to go by color. And so that's why I sort of had a hard stop, because I was waiting for that color. But now that I have it, I can keep going. So that is my whip. My other
Can you take a picture of it and convert it to a PDF?
It's so big. It's on like a double magazine page. I could try.
Oh.
That might be helpful for the rest of it. I'm gonna try to see what I can do, because it's hard. But you know what? The pattern's so fun to do, and it's like kind of an easy stitch. So I don't feel like I'll get frustrated with it. Like I'm enjoying it.
That's good. Yeah.
My other whip is my favorite that I don't want to show. That's like
right.
Kind of the only thing I've been working on, but I made some tremendous progress today, so hopefully I will be done soon, and I'm so pumped about it. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear that you made progress. That's great.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, heck yeah. Any progress is good progress. All right. My whips this week, I had 3, and let's see.
Yes.
The first one that I worked on, let me move my needle minder here, is Dracula from the Witchy Stitcher.
So creepy.
Woo!
Oh man.
So good.
So all of the black is done over here. So I'm now working my way back over through the middle, and all of this black is done, but you can see all this blood spatter is going to be visible.
I like it by the A there.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And like in the D. Oh, it's
And
so
inside of the D. That is very cool. That's very cool.
So all of this,
Jody, you did a great job with that.
But this is the edge. So I just have to, the edge will kind of go this way. So I think all of this, because I want to frame it so that there's enough fabric showing that you can get the full effect of the blood spatter. So there's a really good blood spatter over here. So once I frame this, I think it's going to look amazing. And but I am going to run out of anchor black.
Uh-oh.
I only had 1 skein, so it's kind of good that Mania is starting, because I'm probably not going to get back to this again until June, and then hopefully by then places will be restocked with anchors so that I can get that. the other whip that I worked on, and I haven't put a lot of stitching into this lately. I got a good bit of it done over the weekend because we were watching a lot of TV. It was kind of crappy out. But I worked on my dog's declaration, and I got it done. And this motif and that there.
That's so good.
It's so pretty. Those colors.
Look at that little dog by the pea. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this one?
Is it Schnitzel?
It's like a little wiener dog.
It is.
Yeah.
My little Chi-Chi dog.
Little Grover, little Schnitzel, everybody's in there.
Yeah. So I've really been enjoying that one though. And then the other one that I've been working on, and it's okay for me to show here because my sister doesn't watch Flosstube, but she does check my Instagram and my Facebook. So I did post about
the
this.
first time she watches it.
You know what? If she does, then tough luck. So
Surprise!
but I pulled this back out of my whip storage because when I was cataloging all of my floss, I got to touch all of my whips again. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to work on a Mirabilia right now. So I pulled Lady Justice out of storage, and
Oh my god, look how big that is.
So much bigger than I always picture it.
But I worked on this piece here, so I got this all done. And then I worked on her sash, and now I'm starting to work into her bodice. So I'm working my way up. And then all I'll have to do is, once all the stitching's done, there is some Kreinik, and then there's a lot of beading. So not an immense amount of beading, but quite a few. And there's 3 different types of beads, but I'm really looking forward to going back and beading this when it's time. So
beautiful.
What's that, Jo?
The colors are amazing.
Yeah. This has been really fun. And I actually have 2 other Mirabilias, one that's in the works right now, which is Winter Santa, Winter White Santa, which I love. And I also have, I have another Nora Corbett. It's one that Jody and I had purchased. It's Electra. So she's like a Halloween-y type princess. And then I have a geisha, and it's called Miss Cherry Blossom. And I was like looking at it, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to start this so bad. So I need to get one Mirabilia done though before I work on other Mirabilias. I can't have multiples going at the same time. But those were my whips this week. So yay progress. So let's talk about finishes. So Jody, you had a finish wall that you did, right?
Yeah, so I have been really working hard on taking my finishes and FFOing them, and I had a stack of FFO'd projects in my closet, and I'm like, you know what, I need to get these on a wall. And I've been seeing a lot of people, I don't have a craft room. In fact, every time we film, you'll notice like I'm in a different room because I don't have like a designated place to sit. The same in the basement, but and actually there's a lot of stitching stuff in here, which is funny because I forget about it. I'm never down here, but I've been seeing a lot of people take their craft room and pick a wall and just decorate it with their finishes. And I'm like, that would be so cool because I have all these like different kinds of finishes. So I picked a small wall in my house, and I picked, I think, a reasonable amount of projects. I didn't want it to be like a crazy cross stitcher lady's house with like cross stitch in every corner that you look. So I picked a reasonable amount of, in my opinion, projects. And I did just sort of like a wall collage of them. And I am obsessed with how it turned out. So Kristen will insert a picture so I don't have to hold up my glary phone. But I love how it turned out. I highly recommend if you take your FFOs, put them all together and display them. Because that's another thing too. Like you can FFO it, but if you don't do anything with it, what are you doing?
What I like the most about it too is that it's so many different FFOs. Like you have very different variations in it, and that makes it look so cool.
Yeah, like some framed, some are in a hoop, some are like wooden things. So yeah.
So I will insert a picture of that here.
Thank you.
All right. Erin, you had some finishes this week, my friend.
I had a finish and a start and a finish.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right. What you got?
My husband was like, I guess you have a lot of free time. I'm like, don't even.
For you.
So the first one was that Halloween Gnome by My Studio Create. I did this on 16 count Violet Mist.
So cute.
Look how cute. I'm
Like,
very happy with it.
So stinking adorable.
I'm actually really proud of my back on this one too.
Woo!
I don't normally show my back, but I'm proud of that one. So I changed a couple. This is that like sparkly floss. And so is that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I did some.
So
So she released the preview. Did you guys happen to see it of the patterns? Oh my God, they're so cute.
They're so cute.
the Thanksgiving one is to die for.
She said she's stitching that one right now. I'm like, I want that one.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see them. I can't wait till they're purchasable. So check out her site and make sure you favorite her. It's My Studio Create, but it's MI Studio Create.
Yeah.
I think,
So
didn't her post say that she was releasing them this weekend? Like,
I think so. She keeps saying soon, and my mom brain is just not registering when she said for sure. But yes, I would think this weekend.
Mhm.
You guys get it. I'm out.
I get
So
it.
the
I get
next
it.
one is I started that Wild Violet cross stitch, the Terrarium full of Fireflies. I'm sure you guys have seen that pattern before, and if not, here's what it looks like.
I love it.
Finished it.
It looks
I
so
love it.
nice.
Just in a 14
Wow.
count baby. Yeah, and it took me like no time. And I was like, why did I stitch this so quick? But if you look, it's really just like a line. It's like two
Mhm.
lines. You know what I mean? Like there really isn't that much to it, but I love it. And I can't wait. I have, I bought something similar to what Jody has. It looks like a mason jar and it has like flowers coming out of it. So I'm going to paint the flowers and then finish this inside of it.
I love that.
That's awesome.
I'm excited. That's coming. I got the notification finally from Joann's. I should have everything by Friday.
Yay.
Something else I'll do this weekend. I'll probably do some finishes.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I knew Kristen would like that. She's like, yeah, more content.
I know. Listen, every time I purchase something, I'm like, we need content for the show. She's like, you don't need $200 worth of content for the show. Yes, I do. Yeah, guys, go to MI Studio Create. Make sure you follow her on Instagram. I will link her information below because she did have the holiday gnome sneak peek, and I am dying for that Valentine's Day one too. Like,
Oh, it's so cute, right?
Moses. And don't forget the giveaway, which we'll talk about at the end of the show, was for her spring pattern. So
Oh, yeah.
we'll talk about
I
that.
helped her troubleshoot the St. Patrick's Day one, and I'm really proud of that.
Oh, yay. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are all the finishes for this week. So next we're going to talk about our favorite thing, haul, because we can't stop buying stuff. So Erica, go ahead and show us, and this will be haul and stitchy kindness. So whatever you received this week or purchased.
Okay. Well, I mentioned in our last video that my project bag from Tara was not here yet, and I think like the next day it showed up. I went back and watched the video because I couldn't remember if it came last week in time for last week's video or it came after that. It came after that. So here it is. And, oh shoot, I left the needle minder somewhere else. But here it is. I really like this because it looks like the inside of an old book.
I love
Like
it.
and then on the back.
Woo!
Ugh,
Amazing.
it's good.
I will actually, Kristen, can I have you pop a picture of the needle minder in afterwards? Then they
I
can
will
see
put
it.
that
It's
in.
great. Amazing. So it has all these great books on it. Peter Pan is up here. Little Red Riding Hood.
Cute.
Snow Queen. It's so beautiful. I really, really like it. It's very vibrant. It's very nice. Thanks, Tara. It's awesome.
Thanks.
And I think one of you is going to show some of our stitchy kindness from Miss Kristen, yes? So
Yes.
those things really made my day, and I am really excited to place them very carefully on my box because I don't want to like put them in the wrong spot, you know? They have to be just right.
Yes.
Okay, my last thing is, if you remember Marsha, who made project bags, it was a few months ago, right, for everybody and husbands and children and all this stuff. She, in addition to being the sweetest person, is super talented and sent me a message and said, hey, after, like, I found this fabric that I really think is perfect for you now that I, like, know more about your style and what you like and what you stitch and that kind of stuff. So I'd like to make you another bag. Is that okay with you? And I was like, yes, Marsha, that's the nicest thing ever. Yes, please. So she made it and she sent it and I got it today and I ripped it open on the porch because we were outside playing and the mailman actually almost didn't deliver it. He came by when we were outside and I was like, yeah, just toss it on the porch. And I picked up this one package. I noticed it was not for me. And he was just at my neighbor's house. And I'm like, hey, this isn't mine. And he came back. He's like, oh, but I had one for you. Oh, it's still in my bag. I gave you the wrong one. And I was like, ah. So he like tossed me this other package and I tossed him the other package. And you guys, it's so beautiful.
It's amazing.
Get ready. Get ready.
So pretty.
It's like this bright, vibrant farm, and there's all these really cool things on it, and there's this incredible trim, and look at the interior. It's these really sweet little, like, houses.
Oh my God.
So cute.
It's so beautiful. I love it so much. Here's the back.
Oh, that fabric it makes me
That
so
is really
happy.
cute.
It makes me so happy.
It's so, so happy. I love it so much. And Marsha is the greatest. She included a really, really kind note. And we've been bonding over sewing. And so we talked about that in the note. And it was a really pleasant thing
She's
to get.
awesome.
So thank you, Marsha. You are the best.
Thanks, Marsha. I can't wait to meet her in person someday, hopefully.
I know. She's so cool.
Yeah.
And
so kind and so thoughtful. Oh God. Awesome haul this week. Erin, what'd you get this week? What did you find?
So here's what's been going on. We end these calls and then we still keep talking. And Kristen and I lately have been like staying on longer.
For like
and
2
then
hours
we
longer.
go shopping.
Oh my gosh.
We've done this twice now, and I'm like, I gotta stop staying on with you because I spend too much money.
Because I'm like, yeah, you need to buy that. Yeah, go ahead and buy that.
such
I'll
a
buy
good
one for myself, by the way. Yeah.
Kristen's there.
So we went to Be Stitch Me. I don't even know how we got on that subject, but we went to their website and we were both like, well, these are amazing. And so we both got
fabric of the month club. Yeah.
I was like, yes, I will be joining Fabric of the Month Club. So that's one. When those come in, I'll show you, but they are on, they're like made to order and I get Ada. So it's probably going to take a little while. I did get, of course, the Positivity Rules stitch along. I'm going to show that one. And then that's like the colors are so pretty. There's no black in it, which I thought was interesting. But it's just like, it's so pretty, very pretty. So of course I got that, which starts the end of May. I don't know if you guys know the date.
May 29th, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's somewhere towards the end.
I think it's before Memorial Day. He probably did that on purpose, but.
Oh, that makes sense. So then
Shit, I don't know. Hold on.
There are two. What was that?
I'm full of shit. Memorial Day is on the 25th.
What are you doing?
It could really start on the 29th, which is that Friday.
Well, do they have Memorial Day in London?
No, I don't
Right.
think so. I don't think so. But
Yeah.
maybe because she knows that Americans
Oh.
buy a lot of her stuff. I don't know. We'll get that. We'll figure that out for next video, sometime in May. What else did you get?
Too much. So the next thing I blame Michelle Bendy for, who between her and Carla from Rolodex, those are like the two floss tubers that if I have them on, my husband's like cool with it. So they get watched a lot in my house. And Michelle, you know, her Instagram feed, she posted this video about this retreat in a box. And it was the most amazing box. And you guys know I'm a sucker for those things. So I immediately go to the Black Needle Society and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this one. You guys, I haven't even gotten that tea box and
Right.
So I bought a box. That'll come in October.
It did look
And
so
then-
awesome.
I think so too. So then we were doing our Sunday night stitch together and chit chat thing, and Kristen and I got on this Etsy page and went down a rabbit hole. It's PatternsCrossStitch. There's like a million patterns on here. How many patterns do you think she has?
Like 1,000, and every one of them is.
So here's one that I got.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, that's
She
nice.
does a lot of these like little roundabout things, and she does different holidays. She does a florist one. There's a gardening one, the handmade one. Oh, I'll link her below.
And they're like $4 each, you guys.
Again,
so then I got that one.
Oh, that's cute.
The cool thing about this one, it's the more you look at it, the more you see. I don't know if I can zoom in enough, but like on the house, there's like lights.
How did you
It's
be
very
age?
Etsy. Etsy was like, we think you'll like the shop. And guess what, Etsy? You were right.
You were so right.
Because I love it. So here's
my
the
gosh.
only problem with the patterns. I don't know if you think that they're going to be this big, but this sucker's 99 by 97.
Holy shit.
And then this bad boy is 128 by 129.
I'm here for it.
They big, but I'm planning on doing it. My only concern is the snow in that. Like,
Ooh,
that's
yeah.
a lot. But
Is that
I'm
full
gonna do
coverage,
it.
like across the whole thing?
Yeah, because it's that whole. I don't like how this is framed in a hoop. I won't hoop that. That looks silly to me.
Yeah. No. You can't have round and then round.
That's what I think too, right? That's too much. So we'll see how that goes. So the only other thing I want to show is my Stitchy Kindness. I want to show my stickers.
Oh, your box looks
Like-
awesome.
That bad boy.
That's great. That's
Our
great.
political sign.
And then wait, the other ones are on the inside.
Yeah.
Love it.
Very
Yes, my
nice.
box is done up. There's some on the back too, my native.
I love that one.
I
Awesome.
think that's enough purchases.
And that's only for 1 week.
You guys, so wait, can I also say that my goal, and I'm never going to do this, but it's my goal, is to not buy anything cross stitch in the entire month of May. Like, I've got enough going on. I don't need to buy anything.
Okay.
Good luck.
Roger that. Roger that. I said the same thing. I'm going to be buying stuff on May 1st when my stitchy budget is replenished.
And your stitchy budget is going to be gone by the evening of May 1st.
I'm going to go to PatternsCrossStitch on Etsy, and I'm going to spend about $100 on $4 patterns. So,
What are you going to do?
all right. Joe, what did you buy this week? What did you get this week? What you got going on?
Okay. Michael, new pattern, finally. So he is new Witchy Stitcher. Good morning.
Mm.
I love it.
And he's doing it on a piece of my tea dyed fabric. So it won't be on black. It'll be on like a tea color. So he wanted me to share that. He's all kitted up and ready to go in a bag from Marsha. We love Marsha.
Oh, great.
Mhm.
All right. The other thing is, I think I've talked about this fabric before, but I have this fabric and I've been dying to do something on it. I had no idea what to do on it, but it is pretty fun. Got these gold like squares on it, right?
Mhm.
So it's not a towel, like it's a legit piece of Ada, but it's got this like gold grid. So I decided, I was inspired by a pattern that Kristen bought to just kind of stitch something to remind me of this crazy, insane, whatever we are going through right now. I wanted to just kind of document everything that we're doing, or everything that we're going through. So I decided to use this piece of fabric, and I am going to stitch as many as I can find things in these boxes that will remind me of this time. So I've used, so I'm going to be like pulling patterns, pieces of patterns, free patterns that have been, with the Be Well and Stitch movement, just all kinds of stuff that I can find. And so I've gridded out so far, this is what I have. So I've got a Be Well and Stitch one, a social distancing one, COVID-19, stay home, a house, the year, a mask, wash your hands, 6 feet, a tiger for a Tiger King, because duh. There's a square that says, that's going to say quarantine and caffeine. And then the quote that I absolutely love that was on the pattern that Kristen bought, it says, stitched when the world still stood still. So it's just going to be literally like a bunch of squares, all different styles, all different patterns, but all things to like remind me of what we're going through right now.
So how many are you at?
Right now I have 12, and I could stop at 12 because I could cut this to 12 pieces, but there are 25 on here. So if you guys can think of anything that
That's a good thing. Put that below.
Yeah, anything that I'm missing. I tried to think of all of like the little, stay home catchphrases, like little things like that, that I could think of. So I've got all of my patterns that I'm using. They're all in my bag. And I've gone through and kind of like chopped up what pieces of the patterns I'm using. And when it's done, we'll link in that video who all the patterns are from. Because I don't know what I'm going to use from which one at this point. So
Right.
that will be a big whip. So I'm excited about that. Okay, Stitchy Kindness. So Linda Stitches. Hello, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Linda!
We love you.
Giveaway winners. And she sent us the nicest Happy Mail. And it came with a lovely card. And inside the card, and it's basically a thank you for the pattern that she won, she sent us all a bag of tea with a needle minder. Like, how
so nice.
sweet is that? So they're all different. We all got different flavor tea and different color needle minders. And I love her, and I love that that she sent that to us. It was the sweetest thing ever and totally unexpected. So thank you, Linda.
Mm-hmm.
Right. My Stitchy stickers from Kristen.
Queso Queen.
Love that.
Amazing.
Girls.
Love them. Thank you, Kristen.
Yay.
Before we started filming tonight, who was who on the Golden Girls, and we've determined that Erin is Sophia, Jody is definitely Blanche, Erica, because she's so sweet, is Rose, and I am Dorothy. So we are the Golden Girls.
Halloween.
Thank you.
Halloween 2020.
Yeah, Halloween 2020. That's right. And we're not missing Halloween this year. I swear, if I don't get to do Halloween this year, I'm moving to a neighborhood. I haven't lived in a neighborhood in 10 years to do trick or treat. Okay. I live for trick or treating. So, not to go trick or treating. Obviously, I'm in my 30s. That's creepy. But to sit on my front porch and dress up my dogs and me be in costume and hand out candy, I live for that. When Jason and I eons ago lived in Harrisburg, we lived in a community that we had like 300 trick or treaters every Halloween. And it was the best thing ever. I would cook like a giant dinner. My sister and her husband would come over. My uncle was there one year. He was from traveling. He came up and stayed. And we would just like have a giant dinner and then hand out candy. And we would be up all night long. And it was so fun. And I was like, this Halloween, if it doesn't happen, I'm going to hurt somebody because I have to do trading this year. So yes,
The
I will be
heartbreak that the kids. Oh, this is like the year where Aria like really gets it too. This would be a really hard year to have to be like, sorry, we can't do it.
I'm praying and praying and praying. And I saw a post, somebody had posted that Halloween is on a Saturday. It is a full moon. Like this never. So Halloween is clutch this year. So it has to happen. But yeah. So that's who we will be dressed up this year for, as I'm convinced for Halloween.
I love it.
Girls. All right. Jody, is that all you got this week?
Only other thing I purchased, I got all of you ladies the Positivity Rules needle minder from Caterpillar. So when those come, we will be showing them.
So
I don't know
cool.
when they're gonna come. That was one of my purchases this week.
Awesome.
Jody, I can't express how excited I am about that. Like, it like fulfills my life. I'm very excited.
Oh, good. I also have something else coming. In fact, ERIN'S just got here. I just sent Michael to the mailbox to get it because I suck. But I got notification that it arrived. Can you go to the mailbox? Our mailbox is like you have to drive there. It's like at the front of the community. So he went and got it for me. You two other ladies, they will be here next week. But Erin, you'll get yours tomorrow.
I'm so excited.
I keep saying it's my retreat in a box. I'm getting a retreat in a box tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, awesome. I bought a couple things this week. I bought 2 patterns, and I don't know if I talked about this. That's
all you bought was 2 patterns? I don't believe that.
No, I feel like I bought more. Maybe I did.
What's that Etsy page again? Is that where you got them from?
Yes, it's patterns. Well, no, I didn't buy anything, but the page is called PatternsCrossStitch.
Oh, you didn't end up buying anything from there? Maybe that's why I thought you bought more.
No, I ended up buying from Stitchrovia, which I'll show that one. But of course, I bought. Did I already show this one, the sampler? I don't think I did, right? I think we talked about it, but I don't think I showed it on the video. Guys, we do these videos so often now, I forget what the hell we talk about week to week, and I'm too lazy to go back and watch. But anyway, I'll show it again.
I think you showed us this one, but didn't show it on the video.
I don't think you did either.
So this was a late night purchase.
The best kind.
Hugh Martini Stitcher and I were joking about this because I'm like, my best purchases happen at like 1 a.m. because I drink coffee until 9 o'clock at night, and then I don't go to bed until 3 a.m. And all I do is play on my phone and I buy stuff. So I was watching Nicola's from Hands Across the Sea. She was doing her Queen of the May update, which if you don't watch her, you should watch her. If you give 2 craps about Queen of the May is not going to be coming out in May as scheduled. And we don't know who she is this year, but she is the darling chart of the year from Hands Across the Sea sampler. I wasn't a big fan of the Queen of the May from last year, there was a tree in the middle of the sampler that was completely done in French knots. And I said, no, I'm not good at French knots. I don't want to attempt it. But no, thank you. So I'm excited to see who the Queen of the May is this year. But she also had released 4 mini samplers, and I believe they're all from the same. They're all from the same school in Cornwall from the 1800s, and the one that I had purchased was the most recent release, and it is Mary Eliza Macmillan, 1869. And you know, the reason I haven't bought from Hands Across the Sea samplers before, I pine after a lot of the samplers that she puts out, but I always think, that they're so big. Like if you've ever seen one of her samplers in person, there was a lady at that cross stitch event that we went to in February, and also she was at the one in November, and she is stitching, I think it's Beaver is the last name of the girl, but it is on a yard piece of fabric. Like it is the most thing I've ever seen in my life.
I don't have the patience for that.
A mini sample though, I can handle. So I bought this one, and the other reason I bought it is because it does have Nicola's own interpretation at the bottom, her own little, it's not a coronavirus remembrance piece, but it does signify what we're going through this year. And it does say stitch when the world stood still in 2020. And then she also down here put in a crown for Corona, and then a little motif like a virus. So I was like, I kind of have to buy that. And it's huge. So I purchased that one. The other thing that I bought was from Stitchrovia, and Erin Congdon, I think is her name. She has amazing patterns, and this is the one that I bought.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
Anything is possible. And I did buy this piece of fabric. It's age paper from Color Cotton, and I'm going to be doing this one on a 28 count 2/2. I think with the back stitching and the fractional stitches in this pattern, which there are a lot of, I had attempted this pattern on 40 count, and I thought I was going to go blind. And you know me.
So you went the complete opposite.
Exactly. So you know me, I like stitching on little things, but with all of the back stitching and stuff, it was kind of getting lost, and it made the stitches look very tight. Like it didn't look great. And maybe it was just how I was stitching it, but I ended up going with a 28 count, which I never do, but I want it to be big. So
How big will it be?
That one is, I think it's like 160 by 180, but of course it's not all filled in, you know, it's not like a full coverage. There's a lot of one thread back stitching, you know, so it's not huge. I don't think it's going to take that long at all. But I like it. It kind of looks a little retro-y, like the oranges and the reds and the browns and stuff. So I thought that was cool.
agreed.
But those are the only things that I purchased, which was a lot monetarily. It was a lot. So again, my budget is cut for the next 2 days. So
Website. Oh my God. Like
I'm telling you, rabbit hole, Jody.
Erin, did you see
the T one?
Which one? The T. Yeah. I debated it. I like the Valentine's Day one. That one really almost got me.
Erica, there's like the magical world of sew. It's like a sewing machine, and it's like a building. Hold on. You guys have to see this. Erica, this, like, stop it.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's cool.
That's so cute. Mm-hmm.
I'm into it.
Of course, I'll link that shop below. But okay, so we had a giveaway winner from last week.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me pull up that picture. Sorry, let me pull up the picture.
Boy.
Just so you guys remember what it looked like.
I mean, I almost forgot what it was. I don't know what day it is anymore.
I through it too. I just remembered that Jonathan had a finish. That's Jonathan's finish. Yes. I took a picture of it.
Yay!
He had a little finish. It's so cute. Oh, I'm sorry that this keeps falling out. It hurts my ear. I'm sorry if that's making a funny noise. I'm trying not to touch it. Oh, she gets one. Okay, I'm like, she gets one more chance, and then I'm putting it away. 'Cause that's what it looks like.
It's so
And in
cute.
case we forgot, it's called Spring Flower Gnome by My Studio Create. We had 25 entries, and Amy Leonard is the winner. Amy!
Yay, congratulations.
If you would send us like your email address, I will put you in touch with Brooke to get you that pattern.
Yes.
And please let us see it when you finish it.
Yeah. Amy, I will comment on your comment from last week's video so that you are alerted there. But if you watch this one, send an email to steelcitystitchers@gmail.com. I'll link that below. Send us your contact information, just your email address. And like Erin said, then we'll get in touch. We'll send you to Brooke. All right. And then we have a giveaway for this week.
We actually have two. I just remembered this because the person that won this did not contact us. So now snail mail.
Snail
Going back
mail.
So if you want to win the postcard,
snail mail, she never contacted us. So
actually, you know what? What we'll do for that one, instead of commenting on this video, I'm going to go back to the video with the snail mail and pick a new winner. So if you get a contact or comment from us from the previous video when we gave that away, then you have won the snail mail. So, so what's our new one?
Make sure you contact us.
Guys, we only
it has everything to do with what we've been doing.
So before, so just FYI with giveaways, if you win, you have a week to get in contact with us. So if you don't contact us by the time of the next video, we pick a new winner. Not to say that we're going to get your gift in the mail within a week. We do our best, but it's COVID and going to the post office is not fun right now. So please just be patient with us sending stuff out, but we do need to know that you have acknowledged that you've won the gift and that we're sending it out to you. So you have 1 week from the time that the video posts to claim your prize. Okay, so what do we got this week?
It's a tiger.
Because it's Tiger King time. If you haven't watched it yet, get on it.
And it's a full kit. So
that's awesome.
Dimensions full kit.
Woohoo.
All right.
For the Tiger King.
You got to say, I want to stitch the tiger.
Carol Bassett, don't even bother entering.
Carol Bassett, we ain't winning, okay? Nope. So make sure you comment that you want to win the tiger. All right, so I think that's all we have for this week. And be on the lookout next Monday. We will be posting a tutorial video on some dyeing techniques. So we have some tea dyeing, some coffee dyeing. I tried my hand at some natural stuff dyeing. We'll see how it goes. But we will have a new video posted on Monday. And then next week will be our first week of Stitch Mania. Technically, not a full week, but almost a full week of our first week of Mania recap. So that will pretty much be what we talk about mainly in May. So get excited for that. But please make sure, leave us a comment. Make sure you like our video. Liking our video helps us get more people to watch our channel and us to reach more people. So we appreciate when you guys like our stuff. And if you're not a subscriber, please make sure that you are. And yeah, we appreciate all of your support. So stay home, stay safe, keep stitching, and good luck with Mania, everybody. Godspeed. It's gonna
get nuts.
So we will see you all next week. Bye.